Alrighty, so we got a quick start to this final match of the top four. We have SkyBull versus Captain Omega. These two decks have been absolutely feared, I should say, throughout the entire event. Captain Omega is a relative newcomer thanks to all the support that was seen in the arc, Wave 1. SkyBull, if you've played the TFTCG at all before the cancellation, between, I think, the start of 2020 and the cancellation, you know how scary SkyBull is. So, currently, we are just waiting for a couple of things on both Techno and Brett's end, and then we will be going into the match. So, Techno actually is just going through all the characters quickly as just a refresher. So, while we are waiting here, I will actually get a quick notice out to the fact that we are currently live here. And as soon as the explanations of what all the Captain Omega support does, we will switch over. If you're watching this back later, feel free to start fast forwarding right now, because it may be necessary. So, as soon as the explanations of what all the Whoop, I accidentally I was trying to grab the stream link, and I forgot to mute my phone so that way I could actually post the stream link somewhere. Alrighty, we are going to now switch over. Alrighty. Roll-off happening right now. Techno called the die roll correctly, and he will be going first here. So, just waiting now for the shuffles to happen, and I just noticed there is a Sky Shadow toy sitting off to the right on one of the screens. That is honestly hilarious, and I absolutely love it. Albeit the other night, Techno showed off a couple of things. It was just Perceptor riding on Sky Shadow's shoulders. Say that 5 times fast. And that was just funny. So just a little conversation happening right now, and then we will get into the action. This should be an interesting match to watch, because I already said these are two of the heavyweights that have appeared in this event, so it'll be interesting to see where things go from here. And that, I just got a notice from Discord. That would be my notice over on the main channel going live. So, looks like we are about to start here, or we're just going to have more shuffling. If anybody's got the Jeopardy theme queued up, now is the time to play it. So, I'm going to go silent here while we're waiting for the shuffling to happen. Just reshuffling the decks here, and it looks like draw for turn, and we are off to the races. Flipping the base, I've made this joke in a couple of my matches where you flip a character that can't flip. Attacks for 1, and doesn't matter who it's going into here, that is a block because the base cannot attack to save its life. Let's see, the flips were Vampark and an HM. Okay, HM is going to be an interesting thing to watch in this matchup if it becomes... I can speak. Again, I have audio in my ear, so I can hear what's going on between the players, but you guys can't. HM is going to be interesting pre-combination for Sky Shadow, because that's an extra 2 damage on Sky Shadow once he combines. So, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. And it looks like Brett is picking up a Hollow Matter projector to stop the HM laser cannon that just got explained. Moving over to Brett's turn here. Also, once again, as a reminder, if a player wins a game, an Autobot symbol will appear on the right side of your screen closest to their name. Once a player reaches 2 wins, set's over, as indicated by the best of 3 thing that's on screen. Also, again, this is the last match of the top 8. Not sure when the top 4 matches are going to happen. We will figure that out. But I can confirm that the top 4 matchups will be King Naga versus Legendary Void. And whoever wins this matchup will be facing Champion in the next round as well. So we know 3 of the 4, and we know what the matchups essentially are going to be. Dropping a Hollow Matter on the bowl. And sending, it looks like, the tank? Also, I should mention, both the Sky Shadow variant that Champion is running and the variant that Brett is running seem to both be heavy blue, so that's an interesting thing, considering Sky Shadow has been historically an orange deck from what I'm understanding. But hey, we're seeing at least new versions of it, albeit the blue version is a pain to fight. I had to face it again in the top 8 because that was the deck that Champion was playing, and yeah, not fun. Taking one onto, what's it called, the base. I understand how words work. Just kidding, I kind of do, kind of don't. I don't know. Anyways, moving back over to Techno's turn. Sec check coming down. Scan the vaults, Wedge Formation, Tetranite, Master of Metallicado, and no upgrades in Brett's hand either. The only one was the Hollow Matter projector, so that's a burned action on Techno's part. That is pretty huge. Sending Countdown into the tank. This is pretty standard for Captain Omega. You use Countdown to throw another attack into the base, and then you just hope to God that the tank and spaceship don't die when they start attacking. And also, I had to face Captain Omega round 2. God, was that match. It took like 20... I don't even know how long it took, but it felt like an eternity, I'll say that much. Captain Omega is very fierce with all the support he got in Arc 1. Draw for turn on Brett's side of things. I heard something about a pocket processor. I'm not too sure what that was about, though. And also... Oh, wait. Brett is running Brutal Conditioning with Bull. That is a pretty good tech, if I have to say so myself. Now, if you're not familiar with Brutal Conditioning, it is a BFA stratagem that when one of your characters takes damage from your own cards, you put Brutal Conditioning on it, or you have the option to. Then, each further time that it takes damage from your own cards, you put a conditioning counter on Brutal Conditioning, and that's for each instance of damage, not each point of damage. So if you one shall stand, one shall fall, you can't essentially instantly trigger Brutal Conditioning after attaching it to somebody. But once you reach 3 conditioning counters on Brutal Conditioning, you flip it to its other side. It gives the character it's attached to a +2 boost across the board. And there we see it attached to SkyBull after dropping an RR Blade on the plane and triggering Sky Shadow. Not sure where the damage will go to Techno's side of things. Scorp is 90% confident SkyBull wins. I unfortunately do not have a poll bot in the chat right now, so I can't allow you to actually bet on that. Okay, so Brett's still deliberating about what to do with that point of damage, and Techno just brought up the fact that if both the tank and the spaceship die, Omega cannot combine. The tank will take the damage here. Seems like the correct play considering it has the highest defense out of the 3 pieces. Assault Formation comes down, moves a damage from the tank, probably to Omega Tank, and Bull gets Bull 2. Bull will take a damage. Brutal Conditioning will get a counter. And another damage gets dropped onto the tank. He is down to 1/3, or he has 1/3 of his health in damage. Flipping Bull, moving a damage likely over to the Omega tank once again. Already chewed through almost half the health there, so that's just the power of Assault Formation plus Bolt. And then sending the plane has to go into the base here. The plane will take 2, and 2 cards will be milled off the top of Brett's deck here. And it looks like a point position and a Scoundrel's Blaster. That Scoundrel's does hurt, considering that Omega is blue and they are all Autobots. Going in for 7 Pierce... Looks like Pierce 2 or Pierce 3. I couldn't quite make that out. Block 4. Okay, so it was Pierce 3 going in. Draw for turn. How many? Okay, so we're doing a quick check to see how many cards are left in Brett's deck. 15 remaining, so Captain Omega is fairly close to combining here. Processor onto countdown. Oh, wait, nope, onto the base. Processor does come down regardless. And Techno still has his action for the turn. Sets a secret. It is probably not a Heroic Resolve. Probably would be a Turnabout Snare. Maybe a Stab Arms. I honestly don't remember what secret actions this deck runs. So the tank will go in here to probably the plane. So not firing the tank's ability, and I'm not sure who the tank is going into here. Going in for 3 into... Okay, going into Sky Shadow tank here, so that will get blocked by Sky Shadow here. No swaps, and dropping a sec check for an assault formation on Brett's side as we go back over to his turn. We have a draw for turn. Flipping Bull back to bot mode, or body mode if you want to get technical. I don't. So Bull's back here. He has that assault formation in hand, so that is something to keep an eye on here. Considering Bull is going to be attacking this turn, that Bull 2 will come into play. And that will move Brutal Conditioning up to 2 counters. At this point, I think Captain Omega combining is a guarantee, so at this point, Brett is playing just hammer Omega for as much as humanly possible. Which, let's be honest with ourselves, is generally what you try to do against Omega pre-combination anyways, because I don't think I've ever seen a game where both the tank and the spaceship were KO'd. I mean, if you drop enough mag rays and play planes, anything is possible, but, again, I've never seen it. Still deliberating here. We may see this a lot just because the stakes are a lot higher in this setting. Oh, a Cayman crash instead of the assault. So that will put... Oh, wait, that triggers Brutal Conditioning. That is significant. That would make sense as to why, over the assault formation, he decided to drop a crash. So, the 2 damage now is the question here. Two damage going to the spaceship. I honestly don't think it mattered who he dropped it on here, just because it does seem that Captain Omega's combination is an inevitability, so damage spreading seems like the correct play. Sending the extra Bull damage into the spaceship. Brutal Conditioning is attached to Bull now, and Bull is going probably into the tank here, if I had to take a wild guess. I was talking when the attack declaration was made. That's a pretty good flip. Going in for, I believe, 6 Pierce 2 here. Because, again, Brutal Con gives +2. Tetra Knight comes up. The timing on that is a little bit off, but the sequence still resolves out. So, 2 damage gets taken on the tank here. And we will see the spaceship go in here. So, 6 cards remaining in Brett's deck. Again, it's just getting closer to the inevitability that is Captain Omega. Draw for the processor on Techno's end of things. Scandavaults will drop, and So for those of you not familiar with Scan the Vaults, this is an Arc 1 battle card in which you draw a card, and then you draw an additional card for each Scan the Vaults in your scrap pile. Now, just a fun ruling thing with this, each draw is, I believe, considered an independent trigger. I will actually have something in the comments if you're watching the playback as to what, if I am correct on the Scan the Vaults thing I'm about to say. So basically what would happen is if you played a Scan the Vaults, drew a card, drew the next card for the first Scan the Vaults in your discard, reshuffled your deck, you would not get the second card, because, again, each draw, I think, is considered an individual trigger. Again, there will be something in the comments about that. If I am right or wrong, I'll just put something down there once this is over. But just a fun little thing I thought I might add. Emergency Repair Patch will drop onto the base. That heals 1. And the spaceship appears to be going into the tank, which seems like a reasonable decision in order to mill more cards from Brett's deck. Dropping something in a Master of Metallicato to break the Hollow Matter on the tank. And there are no white icons in this flip, so Brett will get to draw his card and go into one of the pieces of Omega. However, it will not matter because Omega will combine after the attack flip here. So no damage done to the Shadow Tank. And when Omega combines, he will be sitting on 14 damage. Ooh, that is not exactly the prettiest sight in the world. We have an untap here, and I'm honestly not sure who Brett sends in here. It really just depends on what he has in his hand, and again, we cannot see what is in his hand, so I leave all judgment up to him on that one. No secret action set, though, on Techno's side, so that is an important thing to note. We did see Tetranite earlier, no turnabouts, no Sav Arm set, so Brett really has fair game here, and he still has that Disruptor Blade on our, almost called the plane, our Disruptor Blade, but the plane, you get what I'm saying. We just have a bit of a discussion here about what happens when the reshuffle happens mid-attack, and how it would be possible to KO a piece here, which I think the only way that a piece can be KO'd is by Cayman crashing, doing the damage to the bull, or actually Cayman crashing and then doing the bull damage to the tank. That'll KO it, but again, the spaceship will still be on the field. And that does mean that we will see a combination of Omega Supreme this game. So now we're just waiting for a decision to be made on what is going to happen here. So now we just wait and see. So what do I talk about in the meantime? Well, for starters, if you missed any of the previous top 8 matches, again, aside from the one that wasn't broadcast because I was playing that match and that would have been a conflict of interest, you can find the other 2 broadcasted top 8 matches on this channel. There is a playlist somewhere on the channel. You're going to have to go digging for it because I did not think to put the playlist link in the description. We see a Disruptor Blade drop onto Bull, so he'll take a damage, and then somebody on the Omega side of things will take a damage. And that damage will go on to shooting the tank for 1. Okay, so the tank is now at 2 health remaining. If Brett has a Cayman crash in hand, he does not, unfortunately. But wait a minute, that KOs the tank. So damage from Shadow Tank moved over to Omega Tank, I believe. Bull has Bull 2 this turn, and Bull takes 1, and the tank will be KO'd. Flip Bull if I take a wild guess here, I'd say that's a move damage over to the spaceship. Because, or does he try to go for the... Now, going for the base is not a good idea, because 2 defense on the base, and considering Brett's deck is heavy blue, not a good chance of getting through there, so I think doing the damage to the... or moving the damage to the spaceship is probably the correct call. Yep, that is the confirmation, going to the spaceship. Would not be surprised if we saw Bull get swung in here. Sending the tank... Oh, wait, actually, no, wait. It doesn't even matter who gets sent in here, because Omega will be combining. Sending the plane in as a result of that, probably also for damage conservation efforts, in order to make sure that Sky Shadow has as few damage as possible when combined. And Omega will combine with 18 damage, so I believe that means Brett has to chew through 15 more, if my math is correct. Again, last night I completely screwed up the math on a Steel Jaw KO, so... I am not exactly the most confident in my mental math skills. And this is why I always keep a calculator at my desk, even though I actually don't have one here right now. I need to go dig that out at some point. Anyway, so Captain Omega has 4 defense, and this is when this is where the terror begins. Also, fun fact, Techno's deck is nicknamed Hawk's Trauma, because even long before the Encounter series got announced, Captain Omega was absolutely terrorizing me, whether it be the 5-wide version that is going to no longer exist in a couple of whatever period of time, I don't know, and now this version with heroic resolves. Omega has done a lot to hurt me. Anyways, enough about my personal beef with Omega. So draw for turn, draw for pocket. Things just got real, to say the least. And Techno decided to drop a prequel quote. Assault Formation. Oh boy, this card with Omega is nuts because, for those of you who don't know, Omega is both ranged and melee, so he gets bold too and gets to move a damage. Fun. Flipping Countdown to bot mode. Now, does he use Countdown's ability here? It is only, I think, a +1. Activating Countdown's ability, pitching a Javelin, drawing 3, putting 1 back on the deck. Just a quick scrap pile check here, not too sure what it's for, though. Alrighty, and I would not be surprised if we see Countdown get flipped here. Yep, back into stealth mode, so... Where did Omega touch me? He touched my sanity and destroyed it. Anyways, sending Omega into the plane as he has to. Javelin gets thrown at the Bull. And then Omega's battle trigger goes off here. Pitching Scan, Turnabout Snare, Sec Check, and Spy Masters to break the RR Blade on the plane and doing 1 damage to everyone. Also, fun rulings quirk, if you try to energy conversion field Omega's effect, it'll only stop the damage. It will not stop the upgrade scrapping because those are 2 separate triggers. And for those of you wondering what an energy conversion field is, it is a upgrade or a secret action in BFA that when you reveal it, if I think 2 or more of your characters take damage at the same time, and when you reveal it, instead you repair 1 from all your characters. Anyways, Captain Omega goes in, absolutely demolishes the plane, and Sky Shadow's on the field, and Omega will take 3 damage, now sitting at 24. 9 health remaining on Captain Omega. This match still could go either way, because essentially we have a quote-unquote max health Sky Shadow here, even though... Oh wait, he has 11 health. Never mind, he is at 11, not 10. Gonna see a Bull flip here. Seems reasonable. You do want to be flipping Bull every turn because it's Bull. I mean, if you have never seen SkyBull before, this is what the deck does. No cards in hand for Techno here, so would not be surprised if we don't see the ability for a while, albeit that Pocket Processor is going to make a difference. Looks like a secret action potentially got set, and Sky Shadow will go in here. Going in for 8... Going in for 9 Pierce 5, it looks like. I stand corrected, 9 Pierce 6. There was an assault formation in there. I had to look a little closer at the screen to figure that out. Taking 6. Going to 30. He is alive on 3. Okay, and now Bull goes in. dropping the Scoundrel's Blaster or... picking up the Scoundrel's Blaster and dropping a sec check. And we got a reshuffle on Techno's side of things. And Bull, in all likelihood, is gonna get the KO here with the Pierce, because I think he's going... Actually, no, wait. Bull is going in for 9 base. So, 9 Pierce 2, it looks like. Dead on the nose. Countdown is the only character left on the field. And, so Techno apparently flipped a lot of wedge formations. So, yeah, that is not something you want to see on defense for those of you not acclimated with this game. You don't want to see oranges on defense unless you're playing Flame Feather. And we are going to see a concession from Techno here. Brett will take game 1. Okay, so Brett will win the first game. No sideboarding of characters on Brett's side. Techno will not sideboard any characters here, so now we just wait for sideboarding battle cards. So, how's everyone in the audience doing tonight? That is here right now. If you're watching this after the fact, you really can't answer that question with me, but... Such is the wonders of modern technology. I can't, like, preemptively, or, like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Answer questions after the fact. There we go, so... Also, in case you can't tell, I sometimes cannot speak. If you've watched anything on either this channel or the main channel, link in the description for that, by the way, I think you would know that. But such is the nature. Besides, how would I even write a script for a tournament match? I mean, that's just ridiculous. So, now we are just waiting. Does look like there is a bit of sideboarding happening here. I'm not sure what exactly are in each player's sideboard, so we'll just have to wait and see for the games to come out. And then we have seen a few interesting sideboard techs come in. I mean, in the round we broadcast earlier, Legendary brought in Blastoff as a way to just hammer Bomb Shock into oblivion. And then last night we saw Tripwires come in against Soundwave and just absolutely wrecked Ozzy's strategy, or reset. Completely wrecked Ozzy's strategy. Like, I am just tripping over everything. So we are just waiting for a reshuffle here of both players' decks. Oh, nope. Brett is ready to go. And it looks like... Oh, nope, it's just a pile shuffle. Never mind. It's moments like these where I wish I had a co-commentator. Hopefully we can get Tank on here for top 4, but I will have to discuss logistics with him because we have to do things in a weird way in order to make sure that you can all hear him, but not hear the player audio. We have to go through another app, and it's going to be interesting. We got to do some technical tests with that, so... Hopefully, though, we can get any sort of issues that might arise resolved and get Tank on the broadcast. I may have accidentally said Techno once. I meant Tank. I do this all the time. I really need to learn to slow down. I just naturally talk fast. What can I say? So... Okay, so we're doing a little more sideboarding here, actually. So. Now we wait. Techno just made a incomes bigger they are joke. That would actually be a relevant card in this matchup because, fun story. Sky Shadow is smaller than Captain Omega. For those of you who were not in the know. So, how's everyone doing right now? Okay, so right now we're just hearing a conversation about Techno's ability to get wrecked by Pierce. One thing that definitely was helping this deck, I will say, was Trithelium Plating, but for those of you not in the know, that was banned for this event, so yeah, there was a huge discussion around whether Tri-Plating should be banned or not, because there are counters that do exist, it's just a lot of them really don't do too much. Like, Disarm is commonly one that's thrown around, but the problem with Disarm is that they have them all in hand, and if your opponent flips a green, which generally most decks will do most of the time, you just drop a Tri-Plating, and then next turn there's two of them back on the field. So, really the only thing we found outside of Vandalize that fully removes Tri-Plating is Bashing Shield plus Device Virus, but that combo is very inconsistent, so it's not exactly a viable option to say the least. Up there, there's the Sky Shadow having Perceptor sit on his shoulders. I talked about this earlier. That was funny. So, oh, that is just absolutely glorious. Yeah. So. Hey, it actually, I'm looking at my viewer count. Good news and bad news. The bad news, nobody's here. The good news, it doesn't say there's one viewer because for whatever reason, a few months ago, it counted me as a viewer when I was not a viewer. So, but yeah. Still seeing a little bit of a wait here. I'm not sure what's going on exactly. So. Still seems to be a bit of sideboarding going on, so what else can I talk about in the meantime? Okay, we're seeing a shuffle now, so we should be getting close. I'm honestly not sure how to fill this void right now. Like, again, if I had a co-commentator, we could be bouncing stuff off of each other. If there's, like, you know, like how sports commentators will, like, generally start talking about all sorts of random crap in, like, the middle of a blowout. Like, this is essentially, like, the sideboarding period is basically that, just without the whole blowout part, so. Now, oh, we're finally off to the races. Okay, enough about looking up 40k memes on my phone. Time to see how things go. Okay, so Techno will be going first again, and flip the base joke, and going into whoever, but it doesn't matter because 0 Pierce 1. Nothing will happen, as is typical for the Omega base piece, because 0 attack. It's fun. Anyways, over to Brett's turn. Actually, no, we have some green icons there. Oh, well, he's got a large suite of them, too. Actually, no, it's only 2 disassembles and an assault formation, so a couple of things there, but flipping the ball, again, standard play for SkyBull. Nothing to commentate about there. Probably going to see some sort of direct damage card come down if I had to take a wild guess in order to get jumpstart Brutal Conditioning. Oh, well, wait. There might be a steady shot coming down instead. Oh. Okay. So, steady shot going onto the plane, it looks like. And one will go to the bull. One will go to... waiting for the decision to come up. Shooting the tank. Oh, wait. Nope. We got a call back there. Takes the damage. Okay. And the plane will go in first into the base. Okay, so this is definitely a bit of an adjustment on Brett's part. Sending in the tank first last time meant Techno got to burn an extra 2 cards. So sending in the plane first prevents that. Actually, no, it balances out because Bold 2's a thing. Ignore what I just said. So it's the exact same amount of cards. It honestly didn't matter which one he sent in first. Taking 2 on the base and moving back over to Techno's turn. We have a draw for turn here. Hollow Matter goes down onto tank. That is absolutely a move to make. Moving a damage from the tank over to... moving over to Shadow Tank and flip the base up. That's a joke. Yes, you can actually target the base for the Specialist Claws on Assault Formation. It's just, it resolves with no effect. Countdown going in. Again, standard Captain Omega stuff nowadays, forcing an attack into the base. Going in for 4. Blocking completely. Okay. So, dropping a turnabout snare for a Vampire Griffin. Dropping the snare. Techno, you absolute heathen. Anyways, obviously that is a joke. I just, make that joke anytime somebody drops the snare. Anyways, moving back over to Brett's turn. I believe he's drawn for turn. I honestly didn't see it, though. I was checking the chat at the moment. There are options in hand, it looks like. Hollow Matter will drop onto the tank. Actually, no, wait. Nope, we got a bit of a take back here. Hold on a minute. So, dropping the Hollow Matter. Are we, or... I'm honestly not sure what's going on right now. Okay, actually putting it on Bull instead, so... nope, not putting it on the Bull. Okay, game of ping pong in aisle 4. So, yeah, now we're just waiting to see where does the Hollow Matter land, and it will land on the Bull. If you guess that, you win absolutely nothing. Crash comes down, 1 to Bull. The tank cannot take it, so probably going to go on the spaceship now if I had to take a wild guess. Counter will get put onto conditioning. Shooting the base, and actually that... does that... I guess that adds up, I think. Yeah, okay, so we're going to fire at the base here, and then Bull's trigger will put a second counter onto Brutal Conditioning. Again, just a reminder, the trigger that puts Brutal Conditioning on a character does not give it a conditioning counter. Flipping the Bull, moving a damage over probably to the base here. The base is a specialist here, so... base is at 6. Okay, so... and Bull will not take anything here because of the fact that... Hollow Matter is on, but the Mill 2 from Captain Omega, from the base's trigger... still takes effect. 1 damage going into the base, and this is getting annoying because I'm having to call the same version of a character 4 different times, because you have the tank, you have the base, you have the spaceship, and then you have Captain Omega, and it's just... I'm getting through it, though. Anyways, moving back over to Techno's turn. Drawing for the turn, and let's see what comes down here. Scan the vaults. I believe there's only 1 in the scrap pile right now. So that's a draw 2 off of scan. countdown. We'll get a processor. Makes sense. And then, tank probably goes in here next. And I was correct in that. Or, actually, no, wait a minute. Hold on. There may be an upgrade coming down still. Sending the spaceship in instead. Interesting. Oh, wait a minute. The spaceship is the one that, gets rid of upgrades. So, pitched a snare and something else in order to break the hollow matter. Going into 2 here. So, Bull will be at 4 damage. And over to Brett's turn. Sky Shadow, or the tank is going to be going in here. So, let's see what he has to boost it up. Flipping up the Bull. And what black icon cards will we see come down? Assault Formation will drop. Pinging Bolt for 1. Brutal Conditioning will trigger. Moving 1 off of the tank into... I'm not sure who. Also, this is resolved out of sequence. I should mention you do resolve the full text of Assault Formation from top to bottom, I think, before the Bull trigger happens, because anything that triggers off of a card being played, like anything that causes a character to flip, like Hunker Down, you resolve the card text first and then resolve those triggers. Okay, so now we're resolving the Bull trigger here, so we took the damage, and who is taking the damage from the Bull? Also, the tank took the move damage from the Assault Formation. Okay, so actually, wait a minute. That move damage will instead be put on the base and pinging the base. So the base is alive on 3. I believe it has 12 health. Yes, it does have 12 health. Flipping... Oh, wait, no. Yeah, already flipped Bull, so that would have been an illegal move. We still have an upgrade to see here, if there even is one in hand. Nope, just sending the tank straight up into the spaceship, I think? Considering that Brett is not milling cards here, I think that would be an indicator of the spaceship. Going in for 4 Pierce 1, it looks like. So taking the 1 on the spaceship makes just makes sense how that resolves, because Captain Omega is blue. Lovely. Anyways, we'll see Techno draw and draw for processor. And what will the tank do on this turn? Anywho. 2 cards in hand for Brett. I'm not sure why that's relevant. Okay, so it was not a sec check. 2 scan the vaults in the scrap pile. So that will be a draw 3. Yep. And now we wait to see if there's an upgrade for the tank. We're doing a quick deck count now. 13 or 15 left in deck. I'm not 100% sure what the number was that just was said there. 14 left in deck, actually. So both those guesses were wrong. Emergency repair patching the base makes sense. And we are going to see the tank go in here. Not sure into who, though, because Brutal Conditioning is active, so Bull does have that +2 defense, so he's sitting at 3 right now. Sending the tank into the tank. Pitching a Sturdy Javelin and a handheld to ping the tank for 1. Or no, pinging Bull for 1. It's any enemy. I thought it was the defender. Okay. So the tank is blocking 5, and that will be a wash on the attack, and we will untap and go over to Brett's turn here. So, draw for turn. And let's see what he has to drop this turn. A little bit of deliberation happening here, so we will wait and see what happens. So I think Brett's deck is now 13 away from running out, and only 9 damage on Omega for the combination. Tripwire and Countdown. Okay, wait a minute. So the Tripwire was probably a sideboard card if I had to take a wild guess. It's putting a Smoke Cloak on Bull to trigger that, pinging him for 1, and doing 1 to Countdown, flipping Bull, moving another damage to Countdown. This is probably going to be a dead Countdown we will see here. And Bull is going to be going in for 5 base here. So 5 Pierce 1, 5 Pierce 2, going into Countdown. Oh, I don't think that's going to be enough. 5... Wait! Countdown only has 1 defense in alt mode? Wait a minute! I thought he had 2. Hold on! Okay, and also, Wedge Formation coming in clutch to screw over Techno on defense. Orange is on defense, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta love the RNG of this game sometimes. Anyways, losing Countdown, so... Does that really hurt Techno, though, in the long run? I mean, he won't be able to force an extra attack into the base here, but the net draw of Countdown is only a +1, and... Yeah, I'm honestly not sure how much that impacts Techno in the long run, if I'm being perfectly honest. Laser Cutlass on the tank. Oh, boy. Master of Metallicado as well. Ooh, this is going to be painful. Sending the base into the Bull, and let's see how much he swings for. 4 Pierce nothing, because that is a ranged black on Metallicado. Nothing happens to the Bull because Brutal Conditioning is just an incredible card. Still, it's funny to see the base have more than 1 attack, so props to Techno for giving us that glorious moment. Also, it looks like he sided in Reflect damage. That, if he gets one of those set and Sky Shadow combines, that I am going to be laughing, because that is something you don't see very often. So now we wait to see what Brett does. Probably going to flip Bull back to bot mode here if I had to take a... Whoa, we have a technical issue. Techno just dropped out. We will quickly jump away, and we're back. Modern technology. Gotta love it sometimes. Actually, I had a fun story while we're waiting here for everything to start back up here. I actually had, in my top 8 match, I had my camera freeze 4 times. I think I know the problem, though. I need to deal with that. Anyways, back to the match. Modern technology. You gotta love it sometimes. And it doesn't look like there's very many cards left in Brett's deck, so we could see a combination here, I think. Not 100% sure how many are left in deck, but it looks to be single digits. If it is fairly low, sending in the plane may not be a horrible decision. It's putting a Scoundrel's Blaster onto the plane. That seems to... Wait, hold on. Okay, so the plane... Hollow Matter goes onto the plane, so that will stop the damage trigger of the base, but the Mill 2 will still happen. couldn't get a read on... Oh, looks like one of them was a scouting mission. The other was a secret action. We have a reshuffle here. Captain Omega will be combining. Keeping the Hollow Matter and the Laser Cutlass. Captain Omega with Laser Cutlass. How is that legal? 9 damage only. Oh, that's, not looking good, but this is Sky Shadow we're talking about, so he can just go in for incessant amounts of damage out of nowhere sometimes, so... It's still fairly even if I had to take a wild guess as to how the game state's looking right now. So, we see the flip here. 4 Pierce 4. And Omega will be taking 4 here, going up to, I believe, 13, if my math is correct. Bull has 16 remaining. So, actually, he's got a total of 16 health, so 10 remaining. Techno was just asking about that, and I was talking out loud. Omega taps down the tank. Hold on a minute. So Omega's sitting at 8 Pierce 4, 7... Omega's sitting at 8 Pierce 8 right now. How is this allowed? Okay, so, albeit I think that's more just a weird quirk of being able to keep upgrades that don't fit the requirements of the character on combination rather than 300 TT Crusher Clock, but that rule kind of has to exist, I think. Does it? I'm not sure. Either way, it's really Laser Cutlass that's causing the 8 Pierce 8 rather than the Crusher Claw. So, we have a reshuffle from Techno here. One more card to be flipped. And I don't know who this is going into. It looks to be... Looks to be Bull, actually, because there looks to be only 3 cards there. Eight Pierce 8 going in here. Bull will be alive on 2. Server Curse technically doesn't come into play there. So... yeah. So now we get an untap here, and Brett is free to do whatever he wants with whoever. No cards coming down. Flipping Bull, though, I think. Assuming Bull was in alt mode before, I wasn't 100% sure. There's the Scoundrels onto the plane, and the plane is... So, just a quick check here about how close Techno is to just dumping all the upgrades on the plane. So the plane will swing in here. He does have the Pierce 2, and that looks to be 6 Pierce 5? 6 Pierce 5 going into Techno, going into Captain Omega, taking the Pierce 5. He is now sitting at 18. This match is looking a little closer to where you generally want to see Captain Omega on combination. There's a wedge formation, so you'll heal 1, and Techno will draw 1 from wedge formation here. Overrating the Laser Cutlass with a Vampark. That is going to cause all sorts of problems because Captain Omega has Pierce 5 right now, and Vampark needs 4 damage to trigger. So 8 Pierce 6 going in. Wait, 8 Pierce 6? Where the heck is he getting that number from? Oh, right, Omega has Pierce 4. I'm stupid. So Omega is now down to, what's the math on that? 15? Dropping Scan the Vaults for pockets, and moving over to Brett's turn. The plane is not dead, though, but it actually probably is a good thing, considering that Hollow Matter is still sitting on Captain Omega. Oh, so Techno pitched that Scan the Vaults to get 1 into his scrap to get a better... to plus off the draw here, so... Flipping the Bull to move a damage over to Omega, so that seems to telegraph that he does not have a way to get rid of that Hollow Matter in hand. So what do we see come down here is the question. There's a secret action. Turnabout Snare probably isn't going to do too much here. I would not at all be surprised if that is a Tetranite, and he sends... Actually, probably wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to send Bull in here. Oh, wait, actually, so we're swinging out here, actually. We had an all-out turn. One card left in hand, it looks like, so... Another Scoundrel's Blaster onto the tank, so the tank will go ahead and swing into the only target he can, Omega. 6 Pierce 3, and Omega will most likely be taking the 3. Also, hi, Mirage. So, up to 19. Okay, now things are starting to stabilize back to where they generally end up. 5 going in flat here, so that looks to be a block. That is indeed a block, even without the extra bonus from Master of Metallicado. And by bonus, I mean actually, you know, getting the blue icon, since Captain Omega is melee. So what does Techno have right now? Dropping the Crusher Claw for a processor makes sense. So, let's see. So, a question is being asked right now about how much health each character has remaining. Bull is currently sitting at 3 remaining, and the plane has 2 remaining. But he does have a Hollow Matter on, so... Assault Formation will come down. Moving a damage from Omega to the plane, and I would not be at all surprised. Sending Omega into the plane, okay, that's... Stable cover, okay. I honestly would have expected him to send Omega into the tank here just to maximize damage on Sky Shadow. So whoever... Actually, I'm not sure who's getting... Oh, Bull's getting attacked here, okay. No damage actually being taken because stable cover gives a +1 attack boost. Okay, so I honestly would have attacked into the tank there, but clearly Techno knows something I don't know, so I'm not going to question that beyond what I just said there, so... We're now waiting to see if Brett has anything in his hand. Assault Formation comes down, and that'll move a damage from the plane over to Omega, so that just instantly... undoes Techno's Assault Formation. Bull will get Bull 2, flipping the Bull, and sending the plane into Captain Omega. A bit of a misplay there. Had Brett flipped Bull, he would have gotten the trigger. Actually, no, that was not a misplay because health conservation on Bull. I immediately stand corrected. These players in top 8 are smarter than I am. I really should not be questioning decisions. Anyway, so the tank goes in next after Omega takes, it looked like 6 damage there. Taking 3, going up to 28, and then the Bull will go in here. This may be the finishing blow. Going in for 6 Pierce 2. So, taking the 2 on the flip most likely. Yep. So, Omega is on 3 health remaining. I want to say this game is over, but again, you don't say it's over until the clock hits 0, and right now the clock has not hit 0, so we will play this out. Oh, Techno might have something in hand to try to do something. Bull has 3 remaining. Okay, Techno is going digging here, scanning the vaults for 3. So there is 1 scan the vault. It's only 2. Oh my god, it's only 2. Hold on a minute. It's only 2 for scan the vaults. Apparently this happens to Techno a lot, where the 3rd scan the vaults is just inexplicably on the bottom of the deck or close to the bottom of the deck, so... That is not good. Looks like Techno is thinking that killing Bull is the only way to potentially come back here. Techno's doing the math here. What is the move? Omega into Bull. The Pierce will kill here. 8 Pierce 5 going in. So Bull will be KO'd. Grax is on the field. Brutal Conditioning is lost. Smoke Cloak goes to the scrap. And draw for turn. Omega will heal 2. We got a reshuffle here. Another combined Omega Supreme joke. It'll be a cold day in hell before I actually, enjoy one of those. Anyways, plane going in here most likely, or actually plane going in here tapped. I was not paying attention at the moment because I was checking the chat, and there is nothing there right now. So we have a restacking of the deck, and going in for 5 Pierce 3? 5 Pierce 5? Oh, 7 Pierce 5. Wait, 7. Wait. Am I missing a number here? And looks like that is the KO. Is that the KO? Looks to be a KO. And with that, Brett has swept Techno's Captain Omega out of the event. Considering how feared Captain Omega was, I mean, this deck does die to Pierce without Trithilium plating, so the reasoning behind the win makes sense. I will say that much. But Captain Omega is not something to take lightly. Like, prior to the cancellation, Omega was a fringe deck at best that had some weird techs he had to play in order to make him work. He is definitely competitively viable now, so if you're playing in a meta that involves art cards, be ready to see him, because if you are not prepared, he will wreck your face. So with that being said, that will do it for this top 8 for Encounter 4. I will try to schedule the top 4 streams as soon as I can. Either that or they are going to be over on Tank's Twitch page. I will probably also drop a link to that in the pinned comment where I drop the Scan the Vaults confirmation or denial of the ruling or the explanation I made earlier. So be sure to go check out Tank on Twitch just in case we stream it over there. And I am going to go ahead and sign off for the night. We will hopefully see you when we start streaming the top 4. Peace out, y'all.